Getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh can be a challenge. Finding out which cards you need and how to build your deck takes time. Using an old tin filled with shitty cards, I decided to try my luck. Each week I have a budget of $5, with which I can buy Yu-Gi-Oh product that will help me upgrade my deck to a competitive beast. Let's get back up to speed with Yu-Gi-Oh! Welcome back to the 4th episode of Up to Speed. Yesterday was a great day. I got up early and ate breakfast with the rising sun. It was Sunday, so I had a bunch of free time on my hands. To top it off, I found an interesting package in front of the door. I finally received this thick boy. So this bad boy cost us exactly $4.90, which I rounded up to 5. There is another thick boy on the way, and that fella might contain some absolute weapons inside of it, but we got this one first, so the second one will be opened in the next episode. Without further ado, let's dig right into the pack. So, we got ourselves a playset of Doppel Warrior. These things are great extenders and allow us to combo into bigger Synchro monsters. They can be special summoned from the hand and give you 2 tokens if you Synchro summon. Next up is a playset of Boost Warriors. These bad boys are another extender that can be special summoned from the hand if you control a tuner monster. After that, we have a single copy of 1-for-1. This card is probably known to everyone. You discard one monster and summon a level 1 boy from your hand or deck. The last of our main deck cards today is Team Synchro. So he allows us to Synchro summon during the opponent's main phase, using himself as one of the materials. Looking at you, Desert Locusts. For the extra deck we needed a power up. That is why we got a TG Hyper Librarian. This card is crucial for our deck, because we are focusing so hard on Synchro summoning. It allows us to draw each time a Synchro monster is Synchro summoned. So, how do we use these cards in our deck? Well, sadly, today's pack didn't contain some of the crucial boys that we need to make our deck smash, so we will have to do our best to build upon the current winning strat. This means that some big changes need to happen. First of all, both Nightmare Penguins need to go. We don't have any way to special summon them, and their only use currently is being discard material for Swap Frog. So to the bin they go. After that we need to take a long hard look at this bunch of boys. There is something very wrong with them. Oh yeah, Charlie has a knife in his throat. Who wouldn't have expected that, right? In all seriousness, Ronin Toadin was one of the most useless cards in our deck. We could summon him off Junk Synchron, but we couldn't use him as Synchro material, resulting in his only use being a discard option for Swap Frog. So to the bin he goes as well. To finish cleaning up the furry menace, we need to look at Quillbolt Hedgehog. This man is great, his effect is always useful, but 3 of them just seem too many to me, so we are taking one of them out for now. Searching further through the deck, we find Darkhole. This card seems overkill at the moment, honestly. It feels like the deck has enough monster removal already by using the likes of Satellite Warrior, so I am taking it out. Finally, we need to check out MST and Mirror Forces. These 2 cards are both at full sets, but I am taking one of each out for this episode. Hopefully, this isn't a mistake, but we shall see that when we get to the matches. To replace the missing cards, we are putting in the cards that we got today. The Penguins are getting replaced by Boost Warriors, Quillbolt is getting replaced by 1-for-1, and Mirror Force, MST and Darkhole are getting replaced by Doppel Warriors. To end it, I am putting Steam Synchron into the deck instead of Ronin Toadin and putting Hyper Librarian into the extra deck. And would you look at that, we have ran out of card sleeves already. Guess we are buying a pack of them in one of the upcoming episodes if we actually want to run a full extra deck and side deck. Nonetheless, we should check out if there are any major changes to our main strategy. So, for the main combo to work we need to have the following cards in our hand. Option 1. Junk Synchron or Tuning, Synchron Carrier and a way to get a level 2 to the grave. Option 2 requires Swap Frog, another level 2 water monster and a Junk Synchron. Both options allow us to start off with a board that has one level 3 tuner, which is Junk Synchron, and 2 level 2 monsters. With that requirement fulfilled, we can start to combo. First we bring out Junk Speeder, and that gives us 4 additional tuners on the field. Using the level 2 monster from before and another level 3 tuner, we can summon Hyper Librarian. After that we can use Junk Speeder and Nitro Synchron to summon Nitro Warrior, which triggers Nitro Synchron's effect that allows us to draw a card. We then draw an additional card off of Hyper Librarian and repeat the process. Using a level 1 tuner and Nitro Warrior, we can get a level 8 Synchro on the field and draw another card with Librarian. This process can be repeated until we have the desired monster on the field or we draw into a good card. Doing 2 Synchro summons after Hyper Librarian allows us to go +3, which is a big advantage over the opponent, especially if we manage to draw one of our extenders. Looking at the current deck list, I realized that reducing the frog population might have been a mistake. Sadly, Ronin Totem is useless in the current deck, but another dupe frog and swap frog might help the deck's consistency and early speed while still being a viable option for synchro material. That was enough deck building for today. Let's see if we can smash some games with it. We are playing against an Ice Barrier deck that is built from 3 structure decks with some flavor cards. Opponent sets 3 cards and I brick big time. Only option that I have is set Quillbolt and Mirror Force. Opponent flips Atlantean Dragoons and smacks our monster, then passes to me but I skip so it's their turn again. Out comes Cryomancer and I flip Mirror Force. On my turn, I bring out Junk Servant and the stall tactic is apparently not paying off for me. On her turn, the opponent summons Revealer of the Ice Barrier and special summons General Wayne. Junk Servant gets killed and I receive a direct hit. I set Doppel Warrior and apparently I show you my hand. Opponent summons another Cryomancer and special summons Speaker of the Ice Barrier. She then clears my field and takes a big chunk from my life points. But wait, I finally pull a card. Junk Synchron gets summoned and brings out Doppel Warrior, which allows another one to be special summoned from my hand. I get to Synchro summon Junk Speeder and summon the Synchrons from the deck. At this point, I feel like there is a chance to push for an OTK, and I proceed to combo. I get out Hyper Librarian and Nitro Warrior, which allows me to draw 2 cards from both Librarian and Nitro Synchron. I bring back Junk Synchron with Fossil and use it to build Satellite Warrior. The big boy clears the back row and gets pretty big with 4500 attack. Librarian gets me another draw and I use him to get out Dragster. I kill 2 Ice Barriers and then throw the game. I somehow decide to summon Stardust Dragon using Dragster. I once again show my hand while the opponent brings out the man of the deck. Trishula drops and gets rid of my Satellite Warrior, Carrier from hand and Nitro Synchron from the grave. She then attacks directly and that is game 1, lost. In the second game I start off with Tuning, which gives me Junk Synchron, but I don't get lucky, so I don't get a proper target for him. I summon Goblinberg, which allows me to summon Junk Synchron that I use to summon Dragster. The opponent opens with Deep Sea Diva. Diva summons Hexa from the deck, after which Silent Angler gets summoned. I destroy Angler with Dragster's effect, but she summons General Wayne, which kills my Dragster and opens me up for attacks. On my turn, I set Mirror Force and summon Swap Frog. On summon, the opponent flips Fiendish Chains, which disables Frog's effects. I pass, and she uses Medallion and summons Zuijin. Using it, she summons Trishula once again, which gets rid of my Set Trap and Doppel Warrior in my hand, which is pretty crucial. My frog gets smacked and Hexa attacks directly. I summon another Junk Synchron, but another Fiendish Chain gets flipped and I'm speechless at this point. I summon Junk Servant, which gets me to Dark Strike Fighter. It gets rid of Hexa, but Trishula still stands. Another Zuijin gets summoned and then the opponent attacks me. She misplays, failing to take the game, but she still uses Salvage that returns Diva and Angler to hand. This means both cards on board with Hexa incoming. She summons Bryanek and passes, not being able to attack for the second time. I draw and I get lucky. Tuning gives me the last Junk Synchron in the deck. He brings back Frog and I go into Speeder, which uses its effect to flood the field. I climb into Nitro Warrior, which gets me a draw, and then summon Satellite Warrior. This wipes the opponent's field and allows me to attack for a game. So, the third game is the game that showed the possible potential of this deck for the first time. I set Quillbolt and pass. She summons Revealer, Defender and Silent Angler. The boys kill Quillbolt and attack directly. I get to summon Junk Synchron, bringing back Quillbolt and triggering Doppel Warrior in hand. Junk Speeder gets on the field, which summons Synchrons from the deck. I get out Librarian and use Speeder for Gaia material, which draws me a card. Using it as material, I climb into Colossal Fighter and I draw once again. Using Monster Reborn, the Junk Synchron returns. Because Doppel Warrior left me 2 level 1 tokens, I have enough material for Satellite Warrior. I drop him and he wipes 4 of the opponent's cards. This gets him to 6500 attack. Because the opponent's field is cleared, I actually manage to OTK her and win on the second turn of the game. First off, the deck is really starting to shape up and show its strengths. The last game felt amazing. Comboing off and OTKing the opponent is a pretty big deal for a budget potato deck build. This win marks our second consecutive match win in a row, which means that if we can manage to win the next match, we earn a bonus token of $3. It is crucial that we get some core cards for the deck, which will make it gain consistency while building on the current strategy. At the same time, a new pack of sleeves is needed if we want to fill the side deck and the extra deck. This is especially important from this point on, since the decks that we are about to duel are going to be stronger and faster. So, a full side deck and extra deck should be the bare minimum. To conclude, let's check out the goals for the next episode. We need a faster deck, and I already have some ideas. We also need to win the next match. The token will be huge for us if we manage to get it. It will allow us to invest into some crucial cards that we can't really afford with the current budget. All in all, I think I am steering the deck in the right direction. But if you have any tips, please drop them in the comments. I hope you enjoyed our 4th episode of this series, and if you did, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Bye bye.